Can God really do something with this story? And a lot of the times we stop right there and we go straight back to what we were doing. And we convince ourselves of why we can't move forward because of our past. Or we think, I don't really know if what God has to offer me is going to be better than what I'm doing now. I'm having a lot of fun partying. I'm having a lot of fun being the cool person, having a lot of fun doing things that just make me feel numb. Some of us have convinced ourselves that we're there, and so we go back to what we've known after something like this. But I want to encourage you, if you're the first person and you think because of what you've done, God can't use you, that is like I don't even know how that got like so twisted from this to that lie. Because if you read these stories, everybody had a past. Everybody had something that they had done that you would think would maybe disqualify them if you were looking from a super religious point of view. But the great love of God and what he did through Jesus is there's grace, there's redemption, and there's a moving forward. There's like a repentance and a turning point that you literally get to move forward and go on to live a life for Jesus, not for your will, but for his to be done. Like the whole story is that. And so that's just the biggest twisted lie. Yes, God can use you. God used Saul. God used Peter after denying him. God used Moses after being more afraid of his own insecurities. God used so many people. He used prostitutes. He used like so many people. He used me. Like you could look at yourself. You could look at every preacher, anybody. If he can use us, absolutely 100% he can use you. He is just that good. And then for the second one, is the life that God has really going to be better? 1,000%. I'll just tell you from my personal experience. Our family did have a TV show. It was successful. We were able to go on to do different things. I was able to go on to Dance with the Stars. I was able to do some modeling things, do things that the world would think were really cool. And I'm going to tell you, it was really empty. And I don't just say that to say that where I am now. I say that in a very, very real place. When I was on Dancing with the Stars, it was so fun. It really was. But I was like not in the right place. And I had never experienced more anxiety. And I'm not gonna say that there weren't amazing moments. There were amazing moments. But the comments from people and the hatred I was getting from a very few amount of people in comparison to it was maybe 1% of 100% of good comments, it was really affecting me to the point I got so insecure, I started struggling with an eating disorder shortly after. And I'm only saying that to tell you the reality of when you walk in the world's way, yes, it can look cool, yes, it can look exciting, and at times it can be, but it's not filling. It will not fill your soul. And when you are an influencer and all these people are looking at you, if you don't have something to say, you feel like a hypocrite. And I'm gonna say that in a very real way because I want you to understand the minute I said, yeah, this is great, but there's gotta be something more, and found Jesus and started talking about him, I've never been more confident in my life. I've never had more joy, never had more peace, never felt more loved. Now, do I still have haters? Absolutely. Do they get to me? Not really, because it really doesn't matter. People all the time, you know what, like the number one thing I get is that people hate my voice, but you know what? That's how God uses me. So if I was to listen to that, then I wouldn't be able to be used by God and what I feel called to do. And so you can't let that stop you. And so what I'm saying is everything God has to offer is so much more. Everything God has to offer is so much more, and it's so much more filling. And the last one, this is the move makers.